Habit 1. For the next 7 days, your phone does not touch your hand until you've decided what today is actually for. Not check it, not just for 5 minutes. Decide first, react second. That's habit 1 of 21. It's also the easiest one on this list, which is going to be a problem for you in about 6 minutes, because a few of these are going to expose something a bit more uncomfortable than you're bad with your phone. Here's the thing nobody says out loud. You've probably already tried most of what's coming. You've read the book. You know you're supposed to wake up earlier, drink more water, meditate. You've done it for 4 days, maybe 9, one glorious time for 6 weeks, and then it stopped. Not because you're lazy, you're not. It's because something else is actually going on. And by the end of this, we're going to name it. So here's the actual question this video answers. Not, what should I do? You already half know that. But why doesn't it stick? That's the question. Keep it in your back pocket. We're coming back to it. 21 habits, 3 waves. The first wave costs you nothing. The second one asks a little more of you. The third wave is where it gets real. That's where the actual answer to why doesn't it stick is hiding. Let's go. Habit 2. Let sunlight hit your eyes before your screen does. 10 minutes outside, no phone. Within half an hour of waking. It's not a vibe thing. It's how your body sets its clock for energy and sleep later that night. Habit 3. Make the good choice the default, not the decision. Water bottle already full on the counter. Gym clothes already out. Phone charging in another room. You're not relying on willpower at 6 a.m. You're relying on Tuesday you, who already did the work. Habit 4. One tab, one task, first block of the day. No music with lyrics. No second monitor open to Slack, just in case. Single tasking your first real work block isn't a discipline flex. It's just how your brain actually produces its best output. 4 down. None of that required motivation. But here's where it starts asking more of you. Because habit 5 is the one that separates I'm trying to be productive from people who actually are. And it's not the one you're expecting. Habit 5, work in 90-minute waves, not 8-hour grinds. Your focus runs in natural cycles, sharp for roughly an hour and a half. Then it drops, whether you push through or not. Work with the wave. 90 minutes locked in, then a real break. Walk. Stare at a wall, not your phone. Habit 6, track one number, not 10 boxes. Most habit trackers fail because checking off 9 boxes is its own full-time job. Pick the one metric that actually moves the needle for you right now and track only that. Habit 7. Give yourself one phone-free window a day, not a phone-free life. No phone ever lasts a day and a half. A specific 90-minute window, same time daily, actually holds. Habit 8. Read like you're feeding a version of yourself, not finishing a task. 10 pages doesn't fail because 10 pages is too many. It fails because it's framed as homework. Read like you're collecting evidence for who you're becoming, and it stops feeling like a chore. Habit 9. Run a real weekly review. Not what did I get done? Ask what actually gave you energy this week and what quietly drained it. That's the audit that changes next week. 9 habits in. Solid list already. Honestly, you could stop here and see real change. But if that were the whole answer, the book on your shelf would have already worked. So let's actually answer the question from the start. Why does it stop working around day 9? It's not that you lack discipline. It's not that you need a better tracker or a stricter schedule. Here's the uncomfortable part. You don't skip the gym because you're weak. You skip it because somewhere in your head, quietly, I'm not really a fitness person, is already the ruling, and your brain will always protect that ruling over any goal you write down. Willpower isn't a character trait. It behaves more like a muscle that fatigues over the course of a day, which is why the 6 a.m. version of you who commits to something rarely survives contact with the 9 p.m. version of you. That's not a willpower failure. That's just biology running out of a limited resource. But the deeper issue is this. Your brain is constantly running one background question. Is this something I do? And if the habit contradicts the identity wins. Every time. No exceptions for how badly you want it. That's why the habits stopped sticking. You were trying to change what you do, while the part of you that decides what you do never got the memo. Here's the shift. Stop asking, what do I want to achieve? Start asking, who do I want to become? And then let the habit be the proof, not the project. I'm trying to read more is a New Year's resolution. It dies in February. I read, that's just what I do. That's an identity. It doesn't need motivation. It just needs you to keep being the person who does it. That's the actual mechanism. Everything left on this list only works because of this shift. So keep it loaded while we finish. Habit 10. Do the one hard thing first before anything easy. Not because eat the frog is a fun phrase, because the first hard thing you do each day is a vote. A vote for who you are. Cast it early, before you're tired enough to talk yourself out of it. Habit 11. Keep one small promise to yourself, daily, on purpose. Not a huge one, a specific one. Self-trust isn't built by hitting big goals. It's built by noticing you actually do what you said you'd do. Habit 12. Track the streak, not the outcome. Did I show up today? Is a yes or no question. Did I lose enough weight today? Almost never is. Outcome tracking breeds quitting. Streak tracking breeds identity. Habit 13. Redesign one corner of your space for who you're becoming. A reader's environment has a chair with good light, not a phone charger next to the bed. The environment either backs the identity up or quietly undermines it every day. Habit 14. Practice saying no on purpose, even to small things. Every yes you don't actually mean is a tax on the yes that matters. This one's uncomfortable at first. Therefore, it's usually the one people skip, and usually the one that would have helped most. Habit 15. Delay one small gratification a day, deliberately. Not a huge sacrifice. The 10-minute pause before the impulse scroll, the snack, the purchase. Small, repeated proof that you're not run entirely by the moment you're in. Habit 16. Protect sleep like it's a meeting you can't move. Every habit on this list runs on a brain that's actually rested. Skip this one, and you're rebuilding willpower you didn't need to spend in the first place. Habit 17. Do something for someone else without mentioning it. Sounds unrelated to productivity. It isn't. It's one of the fastest ways to prove to yourself you're not only operating from self-interest, and that quietly changes how you show up everywhere else. Habit 18. Close the day by naming one thing that proved who you're becoming. Not a gratitude list, a specific moment. That was the disciplined version of me, right there. You're building evidence, one day at a time. Habit 19. Write your future self a note once a week, 90 seconds. What are you proud of? What are you avoiding? It's a check-in with the person all these habits are actually for. Habit 20. Never miss the same habit 2 days in a row. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new identity, the one you didn't want. Protect the streak on day 2, not day 1. Habit 21. Pick your identity before you pick your goal. Every habit above only works in service of this. Decide who you're becoming first. The habits stop being a chore list and start being how that person just lives. Here's what actually changes, not overnight, and not because you did all 21 starting tomorrow. Please don't. What changes is smaller and stranger than that. One day, you'll notice you did the hard thing first, without negotiating with yourself about it. You'll just have done it. That's not motivation. That's identity, running on autopilot, finally working for you instead of against you. That's the actual unfair advantage, by the way, not the habits themselves. Anyone can copy a list. It's that, at some point, you stop being someone who's trying to be disciplined, and you just quietly become someone who is. Nobody else can see the shift happen. That's exactly why it works. 21 is too many to start Monday, so don't. Pick 3, just 3, from this list, and give them 30 days before you touch anything else. Drop your 3 in the comments, partly so you commit to them out loud, partly because I read everyone, and I'm curious which ones you actually pick.